Hello. As always, I'm doing readings. Info in the description. So today and tomorrow with the moon in Aquarius is, I think, especially for where we are right now in this next 24 hours, this is the ultimate reality check. What is working? What is not working? And I think that's the best way to approach this energy, because we are at this time of first quarter moon, and ultimately first quarter moon's a week after a new moon and a week before the next full moon. Is a time of checking in. Okay, what's working, what's not. There's a bit of tension. We're trying to balance our masculine and feminine sides, our yin and yang energy. And I think the big question is, again, as we started this new moon, with all of the goals that we're shooting for, the transformation, the growth, the evolution, this today, I think today is more the reality check. Okay, what's working, what's not. And again, reality check can be a lovely thing when you're in tune with reality and when you're pushing forward and things are moving, and it's great. And then tomorrow, I think, is going to be a lot more of it's still the reality check time period, but with the moon being conjunct Jupiter, it'll be a lot more enjoyable, a lot more joyous, more free opportunities, more so focused on, whereas this last 24 hours might have been focused on, okay, duties, responsibilities, what, again, maybe I need to get in line a little bit better. But I think, again, we have looking at this chart, the major thing that pops out to me is that conjunction of Mars and Mercury. It is directly conjunct, almost to the degree it's opposite that Uranus, and now it's got square not just the Saturn and Jupiter but also the moon. And again, this is okay, this isn't good or bad, but it's very clear that either this is going somewhere, again, either your mind and your motivations, your, just like we said before, it's pretty straightforward for this lunar cycle. Just what are your goals? Set them. Hopefully you set them a week ago or so. Set them and just keep focusing on them and keep reaching them, and then you'll be able to avoid the stress and tension will be there one way or another, but that stress could be a positive stress. Again, for today and for tomorrow, you might feel like, oh, okay, cool, I know what I'm going after, I'm making progress regardless of where I am on the process. As long as I am just focused, cool, I'm good. And if you didn't set a goal, now is a really important time to set that goal, because we still have another week. And it's got to be a tangible thing. It has to be something that excites you. It has to be something that challenges you. It has to be something that helps you to move forward. Again, for me, it's the book. It's let's finish the last day or two of writing and let's get into editing. Let's go. It's got to be challenging. Mars conjunct Mercury is all about action, and it being opposite Uranus and Taurus is all about action that changes our lives. So we are in a bit of a 5-week period with Mars being opposite Uranus, but this lunar cycle is really the one that we need to get hold of and do the best that we can with. And we don't need to be fanatical with it. I think that's the potential challenge here. We don't want to be so focused on our goal or so focused on whatever instincts that are coming up with the Scorpio energy to lose the big picture. And I think that's the other beautiful thing about this particular, for today and for tomorrow, especially for tomorrow in a lot of ways, but for both of these days, is with this moon in Aquarius, conjunct Saturn, conjunct Jupiter for tomorrow, it's a chance to broaden our vision a bit. So, okay, this is my goal, and what goals could this lead me to afterwards? Again, we don't want to get too distracted from just the immediacy of this lunar cycle, because like I was saying, yeah, we have 5 weeks with Mars and Scorpio, but this lunar cycle is where like everything's lining up, where we can make incredible steps forward. It's like things, just doors are opening. But naturally, again, there will be future lunar cycles for future progress. And even with this goal, there will be certain things after we reach it that will open up. And it's very exciting. Just as a parallel to offer, it's exciting for me. I've been watching a lot of films. I always usually watch films. And it's like, oh, with this writing ability that I've honed over, especially the last 2 years, and really like so much over the last couple months, even more so, like, wow, writing scripts could be really interesting. That's fascinating. Or novels. I'm starting to think larger. And ultimately, that's the beautiful thing about growth, is it allows for more growth to occur. So really challenge yourself, push yourself. Don't drive yourself crazy with this. There's no need to obsess. There's no need to become fanatical. Breathe, but be pushing forward. You want to make sure that you're elevating the heart rate, and pushing yourself with this adrenaline that we're all feeling in a positive sense, because it's going to be elevated one way or another. So again, if you're pushing towards something to accomplish, then this is really great. And again, for today and tomorrow, it's a good check-in point of what's going well. Okay, if it's something that isn't going well, what do we need to adjust? What do we need to figure out? And I think that this is one of the most powerful, today and tomorrow are some of the most powerful days all year for psychological introspection. It's interesting because we have all this Scorpio energy. Scorpio and Aquarius, I find, are naturally the most interested in astrology, the most interested in psychology of how do we function, how do we tick as human beings, as consciousness, and how can we get into more a greater understanding, greater insight, more in tune with ourselves and with other people. So this is a great opportunity, whether things are good or not so good or whatever, to ask ourselves questions about ourselves and to figure out, okay, what is important to me? Who am I? There's all kinds of questions we could ask at this point. But the more that we search to understand ourselves and understand our emotions, the better. And I think the approach to doing this with Moon in Aquarius is it's a curious thing, because as much as we're feeling with all this water energy, Moon in Aquarius is detached from feelings. That's one of its greatest gifts. We don't want to be too detached. Some people will just be cold, especially over the last 24 hours. I might detach too much from emotions. That's not good. That inevitably will lead to the Mars-Mercury conjunction exploding in some way, and or being cruel to self or to others. We want to detach in still a compassionate way, an interested way. We want to not ignore or deny consciously or subconsciously anything that's going on in our subconscious. We want to be willing to look at all of the feelings that we're feeling and to just seek to understand it. It's that simple. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.